Hey YouTube, this is We All Juggle Knives. In this video I have a budget-priced neck knife design that actually makes sense. You know, I've seen some pretty janky neck knives, especially in the budget category. This is an MTech. Now, you know, a lot of budget neck knives, what they do, they take a regular knife design that they just find from surfing the web and they shrink it down. That does not always make sense, okay? But this is one I actually like. So the name of this is MT-671. Yes, a very catchy name, and it just rolls off the tongue, you know. Me and my MT-671. All right, so it doesn't really have a name except for that. I'll include the link because people are always like, where can I get it? I'll find the link, I'll track it down, and I'll include it. Now this thing is meant as a defensive blade. I get this question all the time. People say, you know, I'm out jogging or I'm at a beach or something, and I can't carry a gun, I can't carry anything that's large or heavy. I really am stuck with just either my bare hands or a neck knife. And they want to know, you know, what is something that would be better than nothing? Something like this would be. This is a surprisingly efficient blade shape for that sort of thing. First of all, the obvious, it's very pointed, you know, a tanto style tip. And, you know, the use of that is obvious. That's for piercing and thrusting. And, you know, there's two kinds of thrust or stab. There's very long range, just kind of like a jab, which is the get the heck away from me type of thrust, you know, often done to someone's hand just to get them to, it's a deterrent. And then there's the more, what you would call a committed thrust, which is not a jab, it's a decisive, you know, stick it there, leave it for a while, push it in more. And you know, I'm not recommending that for self-defense, obviously. I mean, unless it's a crazy situation. But the point is, yeah, thrusting, very effective. But this has one more trick up its sleeve, and that is the sub-tip. Now, you might have seen this design on other knives. It's actually been used again and again from time to time. I know Boker has the Wagner series of folders that's kind of similar to this. You know, this crops up from time to time. This basically acts like one giant serration, and it really enhances draw cutting and close cutting because you basically press that in there and apply the thumb. Pretend this was the bad guy's arm, right? You press that in there and apply pressure, and that tip is just drawing through and in, the sub-tip I should say, so it's very good at close cutting for such a small blade. So yeah, even though it looks like a Klingon Dagger from Star Trek or something, or maybe half of a Klingon Dagger, it actually does make some sense. And the grip is just paracord, but you know what? Surprisingly effective. It provides a surprisingly good grip. It has a nice stonewash, which you don't usually see on a cheap knife. It's one solid piece. It's kind of hard to mess that up. You know, it's one solid piece, full tang. It comes with this sheath and a beaded chain through the sheath. Does it hold it in? Yes, it does. There's a little bit of wiggle, right? But it basically holds it in. And of course, the whole beauty of a fixed blade is that you don't have to worry about, you know, pulling it out of your pocket and deploying it. I mean, you just pull it out and it's there. So a lot of people favor that for a defensive blade. And yeah, I've shown other neck knives before, other defensive blades. There's this little claw right here. I'll include the link to that video as well. I just got this. It's cold steel. Ooh, almost cut me. It's the Urban Edge. And you know, what I like about this is this thing is stabby, right? And this thing is a close cutter. And this is a little of both. It's stabby and close cutting. Now, as far as the price, I looked it up just this morning. The lowest price I found on Amazon is $12, including the shipping. That's pretty good. you know, you could probably find it for less on like more seedy, like back alley sites. But you know, I would just go with Amazon because at least you know, you can return it, you can track the shipping. You know, $12 not bad at all. Now the other day there was this kid giving me grief on my Sabenza video. He basically was saying, "Oh, it's a status symbol. It's a status symbol. You're just, you know, it's not worth it." He's giving me grief over owning a Sabenza. All right, kid, well, you know, you're perfectly free to have that opinion, but if you're going to complain about a Sabenza, then I expect the equal and opposite reaction when I review an extreme budget item, because you can't have it both ways, right? You can't be a total snob when I show a budget item, but then have a total freak out when I show a status item. You can't have it both ways, dude, so I expect a good comment for this video. Alright people, hope you enjoyed seeing it. Stay tuned for budget reviews and all types of reviews. This We All Juggle Knives. I'm out.